That's right, Howard. Lumumba is seeking his third term. He says there are still more things he wants to accomplish and more businesses he wants to bring here to the capital city. But, as you know, he's facing criminal charges connected to a bribery scheme. Lumumba maintains he's innocent and he does not want voters to allow this to be a distraction on Election Day.
I believe that the people of Jackson are worth investing in, are worth fighting for, as I've always done, and are worth working with.
Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba making it abundantly clear he believes he's the best person to lead the city for the next 4 years.
People have really, really serious, deeply embedded issues that they're dealing with. And so I want them to know that they have somebody who's willing not only to listen to them, but build towards solutions that could create a better condition for them.
The mayor has been on the campaign trail speaking to residents, laying out his blueprint for the next 4 years. Lumumba wants to bring more businesses to the city, especially in South and West Jackson.
I've got to stop. Well, he's been mayor for 8 years.
Yes.
Why does he want to do it now? Can we pinpoint anything that he's brought to any of these places before now?
I can't really name any big economic wins in the city.
I can't either.
I can name some organizations that have done some phenomenal work with getting some grant money issued to Jackson and working alongside the government to help facilitate those grants, kind of like being the only back-to-back recipient of a Kellogg grant that helped repave most of State Street, Highway 51.
Is that where that came from?
Yes, that's where that came from. That was a Kellogg grant.
Interesting.
And so, lots of big money grants that have come into the city. But as far as big economic prosperity projects, I'm not sure aware of any policies or wins in the first 2 terms.
I can name several losses.
I can name those as well.
Hi, we'll finish. I won't interrupt. I'll try not to interrupt the rest of this video.
He's also reminding residents of things his administration has accomplished. Things such as paving more than 144 roads.
Okay, that is the equivalent of, can I have a cookie for doing the bare minimum of what I'm supposed to do?
And using legislature passed funding, 1% extra that the citizens voted for to help repair infrastructure, and a bipartisan board, again, that my father was on and helped start and got that legislation passed as well. So the Chamber of Commerce has 3 seats on that board. The governor has 3 seats and the city has 2 or 3 seats.
Eliminating 100 blighted properties, getting $800 million for infrastructure.
Hey, this is the one that grinds my gears. Taking credit for the $800 million for the water system. They have this philosophy, Stephen, where I don't really care if the plane crashes as long as I'm at the controls. And somebody's going to have to clean up the mess, and I'll take credit for the mess getting cleaned up. It's the old thing about a fireman can't get credit for starting the fire and putting it out.
Yes.
They started the fire and they didn't even put it out, to be honest. The Big Daddy Tate and the Republicans had to come in and put a Band-Aid over a bullet wound with generators and all that stuff, because it was a crisis of incompetency. It was not a water crisis. And the federal government, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but for the listener's sake, the federal government stepped in and had to give us $800 million. And I think Benny Thompson had a lot to do with that. And that's what fractured their relationship to no end. And the fact that his sister and him continued to go try to argue with the federal judge here about who gets to pick the contractors on the money, because they had that money spent in their heads. Who in their minority set aside contractor friends, or maybe not even minorities, based on looking at some of the political donations, who was going to get a lot of that money, and presumably, allegedly, they would get some kickbacks. So to take credit for destroying the water system so you could get federal funds, that is not the same as acquiring those funds the right way.